It's on, baby! It's on, baby! It's on, baby!
Well, we wish we could say it's on, but Mother Nature had other plans tonight. But welcome to Football Friday. We don't take it off anyway. Brought to you by Donato's Pizza, Salads, and Subs. I'm Eric Elkin. He is James Ryder.
Now, there was a little bit of action tonight, not much, and for some of the games that were being played, they're still being played right now. We're going to get you caught up on all the games that began, the finals that we have, some in-progress scores, but we're also going to let you know about the games that are postponed until tomorrow because there are a lot of them, and try to have a little bit of fun in between.
Yeah, you kind of have to on a night like tonight, you know, why not? But we begin where there was some football actually played, not much. Evans Stadium for Springfield and Shawnee. Top 22 selection, Zach Avery for Shawnee. Playing some quarterback looking deep, and how about the touch on this pass? But an even better catch by David Barnett. One-handed snag to put Shawnee in Springfield territory. Later that drive, the Braves going for it on 4th and long, but Avery's pass for Barnett was swatted down by Deshaun Bradley. That's what they teach you to do. Springfield with the ball, and check out the deep ball from Salim Muhammad. That was a great two-handed catch by Danny Davis, and then the Wildcats threatening. It's like deja vu for the Braves, or for the Wildcats, I should say. Muhammad tosses one up to Davis, who hangs on for the touchdown catch. That would make it 6-0. Play was suspended, though, because of lightning until tomorrow at 10. Due to that lightning, that's where they'll pick things up. Lightning will be a very frequent word.
It's the theme of the night.
It is the theme of the night. Well, we were planning on beginning this show with a huge showdown between Centerville and Springboro.
Both the Elks and the Panthers have playoff expectations, so this game isn't one that we actually expected to have both teams at 0-1. But a second straight loss is going to put one of these teams in a big hole, especially when you look at the postseason picture.
Our Football Friday game of the week is postponed until tomorrow at 11 a.m. at Centerville. That's when they'll play this game. And while the importance of this game is high for both sides, it's probably even more so for Centerville, as James was just alluding to. The Elks still have a brutal schedule ahead with the likes of Trotwood and at Elder back-to-back weeks. And then, of course, that Week 10 showdown at Wayne. So an 0-2 start could really put Centerville in a bind in terms of getting to the postseason. Meanwhile, Springboro's schedule's a little more favorable over the next 8 weeks, but you know the Panthers want to avenge last year's heartbreaker loss to the Elks. With tonight's postponed game, as you can see all the weather there, Elks head coach Rodney Roberts has a unique situation to get his team ready for a game tomorrow morning.
Well, the thing you worry about, and we just talked to our kids, is, you know, number one, go home and get off your feet. Get something else in your stomach tonight, something light. And then, you know, we try to get a meal ready for them 3 hours before kickoff to make sure that, you know, they get the proper nutrition before. And then we're always telling them, you know, hydrate. You know, whether you realize it or not, we did get out on the field and warm up a little bit. So we did lose some fluid. So we got to do a good job of rehydrating ourselves and getting off our feet and coming in and being ready to go tomorrow morning.
That means for those guys, they got to wake up at least at 8 o'clock in the morning if they're going to get that meal in them 3 hours before the games. I'm sure most of these kids...
Hopefully they're asleep.
Yeah, well, most of these kids like to sleep in on a Saturday morning. Now they've got to get up early and get ready to play a football game.
It's like playing JV or freshman football all over again.
Yeah, exactly. Well, after losing starting quarterback Messiah DeWeaver to transfer to Wayne, we weren't entirely sure what to expect out of Trotwood this season.
Well, the Rams are starting a sophomore in DeWeaver's place, Markel Stevens Peppers. And all the Rams did in Week 1... overcome an 11-point second-half deficit to knock off Pickerington Central. By the way, that was a team that went 11-0 to start the season. And Trotwood fans, well, they're going to have to wait for a follow-up performance. The Rams game against Thurgood Marshall will be played tomorrow at 1 p.m. The Cougars, though, are going to try to avoid getting off to an 0-2 start after opening the season with a loss at Miamisburg. Now, these two played an epic one last year at Welcome Stadium with Trotwood, pulling out a 28-21 win.
Check out this shelf cloud, as Jeff Booth likes to say, that came rolling in over Kettering and making our meteorologist proud. Miamisburg and Fairmont supposed to play tonight. He's laughing at me right now. That game's been postponed until tomorrow morning for an 11 o'clock kickoff at Roush Stadium. Here's a time lapse of what it looked like while they were deciding what to do. When these two teams take the field tomorrow, Miamisburg will be in search of a 2-0 start, while Fairmont will be looking for their first win of the season. Again, kickoff is set for 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, Beaver Creek coming off a big win over Xenia last week. The Beavers and Carroll will also take the field tomorrow, bright and early at 10 a.m. No thank you, no bueno. Creek's coming off a 45-7 win over Xenia last week, which not many saw coming. If Beaver Creek's able to knock off Carroll tomorrow morning, it will be the school's first 2-0 start since 2011. Tim Bradshaw was our player of the week for week 1 after rushing for 192 yards and 3 touchdowns in the big win over rival Xenia. And now I turn it over to my great friend, Chief Meteorologist Jeff Booth. Thank you so much for all this lightning tonight.
I cannot take credit for it, but I laugh because that shelf cloud did not make me proud. It actually gave me headaches. But I have a special for you, your football Saturday forecast, coming up in just a bit, hour by hour.
I have no idea what that song is. All I picked up out of that was All the Boys Want More, and I think what all the boys wanted more of was football tonight. We didn't get much of it. We got a lot of lightning instead, so bummer. Welcome back to Football Friday, brought to you by Donato's Pizza, Salads, and Subs. Because of all the postponed games tonight, we'll continue to look ahead to tomorrow when the majority of tonight's games will be played. Alter and Withrow were supposed to play tonight at Springboro High School. It would have been Alter's home opener. They got to get out on the field and warm up and make it look like they were going to play some football, but then, of course, you could see the lens there's a little bit wet, and now this is video of Alter's Week 1 win over Fairmont last week. So the Knights will be looking to go 2-0. These two teams will play tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning, again at Springboro High School. And don't forget, if you missed any of the highlights from our shows when Mother Nature doesn't mess things up, you'll be able to find them all on our website. Head to fox45now.com and click on Football Friday under the Sports tab. We'll post the highlights from every show shortly after we're off the air.
Well, Xenia was one of the biggest surprises of Week 1, as we alluded to earlier, and it wasn't for a good reason. Beaver Creek opened up the new turf field at Xenia's Doug Adams Stadium with a 45-7 blowout victory, leaving the Buccaneers stunned. We were expecting a big night from top 22 selection Danny Naylor, but the Xenia offense never got off the ground, so still about 150 yards shy for Naylor to get the passing record at the school. He's closing in on several other marks too, but a potential record-breaking night will have to wait one more day. Xenia and Kings will start their game at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Now, you can get involved with us on Twitter. Tweet us your pictures, videos from the game. I posted a couple. You can go to ABC22, Fox 45, or you can tweet us directly. You can get Eric at Eric2245 or myself, James R2245. Like I said, posting some videos, pictures, everything from the night, anything, just have fun with it.
And since Eric and James are blaming me for all the lightning, I figure I pulled double duty and get you a forecast for your football Saturday. I just want to take you back, though, to what we saw earlier. You can see rain coming through here, very heavy from the mid-afternoon on through the evening. And we've watched things quiet down a bit, but look how heavy it was. And even as we got into the games, the rain was letting up, but we still had enough lightning around that, well, it was enough to postpone those games. And actually, I want to point something out. This was our lightning tracker at 8 o'clock. Lightning had really come down from where it was at 6, but notice just the sporadic nature of it. Everybody just close enough to see a lightning bolt in the sky that, guess what? That gives you another delay. And we kept having that issue, which is why we are continuing to see that. And then imagine if you're sitting in the game and you see this thing coming at you. This is from Springboro. Again, this is that roll cloud we showed you earlier. Look at that. You can almost see it like rolling, and that's exactly what's going on. But, yeah, it was a pretty crazy night. But the good news is tomorrow's games looking a little bit better. Unless you're playing in the latter part of the afternoon, we could see the threat for a few storms tomorrow afternoon. Let's start you out, though. Here's 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. A lot of games kicking off. Temperatures actually are going to be in the mid and upper 70s. So if you're one of those kids playing tomorrow morning early, you're probably going to be feeling a little bit better. You still need to keep yourself very hydrated. However, it looks like our weather, though, is going to be a little better for those early games than they will be until we get into the afternoon. We're going to talk about that in a second. Here we have you at 11. We're back up to 80, but notice at least it's dry. Getting on towards lunchtime, we start to climb into the low in the mid-80s. It starts to get a little sticky, a little muggy. But for those of you who are, again, starting really early, it looks like you're going to be winding your games down at this time. Let's push this forward, though, to 2 o'clock. I know we have some games that will be being played at that point. we are looking at temperatures upper 80s to right around 90, if not the low 90s, and notice a couple of showers start to bubble up. And as we head into the afternoon, we'll keep the threat for a few of those pop-up showers and storms around. Does not look like they will be as widespread as they were today, but still, we can't rule out a few of those delays. But for those of you who are playing a little bit later, you can see 7 and beyond things start to quiet down again. That's because we lose that daytime heating. So again, we'll have to watch out for the peak heating of the day, threat for some of those showers and storms, but it does look like the kids who are playing early enough should be able to get those games without a hitch. And then you guys can go hit up the pool because we have some pool weather over the weekend. But we're going to pass you back over to James and Eric. Again, I wish I could control it. Sorry about it. I always say, though, we all have as much of a direct line with the one in control of it as everybody else. So there you go, guys.
Hashtag blame Jeff Booth. Well,
yeah,
right
I'm still
now,
mad at you.
It's time
Booth.
for our SVG Motor Student Section of the Week. And when Mother Nature or Jeff Booth gives you rain, you do what Brookville students did. They were going crazy, folks. Underneath the bleachers, waiting out this delay. It was more like a Friday night party, and the Brookville students, a.k.a. Devil's Den, were loving it, going wild. Definitely earned our Student Section of the Week honors, and like I said, they had a party. Plenty of dancing, celebrating going on, all underneath the bleachers, and this was at least at the beginning of the delay. We can only hope Brookville students are this hyped for the rescheduled Anna game that's set for tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Tonight's delivery from Donato's Pizza, Subs, and Salads features their new All-Ohio Pizza. It's made with ingredients that are locally sourced, including a new sauce and Italian cheese blend base with fresh ricotta and mozzarella cheeses and Donato's Heritage Pepperoni. The new All-Ohio Pizza is available in 4 different sizes, and the large is on sale for just $14.49. And the All-Ohio Pizza with the All-Ohio ingredients is all for a worthy cause. 50 cents from each All-Ohio Pizza will be donated to the Urban and Shelley Meyer Fund for Cancer Research at the James at the Wexner Medical Center on the campus of The Ohio State University. Doug also brought along a couple orders of their delicious Italian garlic breadsticks, which are available in 2- and 6-piece orders, which come with marinara sauce for dipping. Call your neighborhood Donato's Pizza, Subs, and Salads, or order online at donatos.com to try an All-Ohio Pizza and breadsticks. It's all from Donato's Pizza, Subs, and Salads, where every piece is important. Well, our scoreboard is powered by ScoreStream. What we'll do this week is get you caught up with a few of the scores out there tonight, but also tell you what times the kickoffs are set for tomorrow. We begin with Minster. We do have a couple of finals tonight. Minster winning over Lehman Catholic 31-13, and CJ loses on the road 42-17. We'll get you some more scores. Troy Christian, a big winner, 51-14, and Sydney gets the win up in Bellefontaine 35-13.
Coldwater, no trouble with Jefferson. They roll nearly by 30 points, and Clinton Massey goes on the road and struggles against Steubenville. They get the loss.
New Bremen loses on the road 25-14, and St. Mary's edges out Van Wert 21-20.
Well, now we're going to look at what we've got coming up tomorrow. Dunbar and Ponitz, that's going to be a noon kick. Butler and Tecumseh, bright and early, 10 a.m.
I would not want to be those kids. Oakwood and Milton Union, also a 10 o'clock start, as well as Valley View and Versailles.
Fairborn and Stebbins, that's also going to be 10 a.m. Indian Lake, Kenton Ridge, starting to get a little bit later, that's 11.
They get to sleep in. The Bellbrook kids do not. They host Wilmington at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then that Brookville-Anna game that James just showed all the students from, we'll see if they're back there at 11 o'clock in the morning. The challenge on, Brookville Blue Devils fans.
Yeah, you got to follow up Student Section of the Week with a proud game on Saturday. Well, St. Henry and Eaton never got underway. They're going to play that one at 10:30. And we got some night games as well. Franklin's going to play at 7 p.m.
As well as Mechanicsburg, and then Miami East National Trail. They're going to be playing in the morning at 10 o'clock. Well, coming up next on Football Friday, the biggest game of Week 2 will actually be played on Sunday, and it's supposed to be played on Sunday. Wayne on national television will explain next.
You're watching Football Friday on Fox 45.
Unfortunately, the Bellbrook cheerleaders didn't get to cheer about much tonight. Their game postponed until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. One of the biggest games of Week 2, though, is still actually a couple of days away.
Yeah, Wayne and Moeller are not only among the top teams in the state, but both getting plenty of national attention, too.
And all that top-end talent will be on full display Sunday on ESPNU.
Well, the Warriors are led by quarterback and Michigan State commit Messiah DeWeaver. They got Kentucky commit Tobias Gilliam, along with a bunch of other guys that are garnering interest.
But Moeller has no shortage of elite prospects, too, including a future Buckeye. These two teams clashed in the state semis last season, with Wayne winning an epic one, 29-22.
We both got to see that one,
Yes,
and this one actually isn't going to be the first time that these two have played on national television against each other. You remember Braxton Miller? Well, when he was a senior for the Warriors, he played against Moeller on ESPN as well.
This game definitely has the makings of another instant classic. They've split the previous 4 meetings since 2005.
We're just trying to take every week one by one and try to treat everything like a playoff game, because Division I is very, very competitive. So you want to win every game you get the chance to win.
It's going to be real physical. That was like, I came out of that game wanting an ice bath, So I just know it's going to be real physical on Sunday.
It's a dream come true for our young people and for our program, for our city, for our school system, everything. We feel honored that we were offered to play in it. It's a great exposure for our young people too.
James will be down there on Sunday, and if you can't watch it, it'll be on ESPNU at 4 o'clock. Coming up next on Football Friday, we'll reveal our play of the week for week 2. There actually was one, despite the lack of football. Time now for our play of the week here on Football Friday. It comes from Springfield. The Wildcats threatening Salim Muhammad. Tosses one up for Danny Davis, and what a catch here for the touchdown. That made it 6-0 Springfield, but then the game would be suspended because of weather and lightning. So they will resume tomorrow morning. Well, if you're joining us late, the majority of the games tonight have been postponed until tomorrow. That's because of all the lightning and storms in the area.
So we're actually going to step away from the high school games for the moment and take a look at the other big game with the first week of college football underway.
Monday night, it's Ohio State playing for the first time since hoisting the national championship trophy at Virginia Tech. All eyes this camp have been on the quarterback battle between Cardale Jones and JT Barrett. Urban Meyer says he'll tell the quarterbacks of his decision, but won't tell the team. He's also said he expects both to play, but that doesn't necessarily mean it will happen in the opener, so we will see on Monday. Our scoreboard is powered by ScoreStream. We'll show you a couple more of the times for tomorrow's games and some of the scores that we did get finals for. One of those, Marion Local winning 54-6, and then Piqua, a big they're actually still in the second quarter, it says, 44-0 over Urbana. A couple more scores coming your way. 24-12 is the update. Tippecanoe over Greenville. We're going to have a highlight of this actually coming up over on ABC 22.
And Troy's up on Northwest, and Catholic Central looking to start the season 2-0. They're up leading Graham.
And Ben Logan there, and then we've got North Union winning over Triad, and Spencerville leading, looks like that one's a final over Parkway 35-12. Thanks for bearing with us. This has been an interesting show with not many football games going on, but we will have some highlights over on ABC 22. We'll see you then.